Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. This is Unready News. Alright, so this is going to be the first video I post on YouTube that isn't a short. I'm going to be posting there more often than TikTok, but I will be posting shorts on TikTok more than I do YouTube. But if you guys want to check it out, I'll put the handle at the bottom. You guys can go and either like or subscribe or comment whatever you guys want to comment. But let's get started. So this morning, Trump decided to post a racist meme about the Obamas. So it depicted President Barack Obama and the First Lady on social media, a video clip showing the Obamas' faces on apes. The post was later deleted, and the White House blamed a staffer for posting it. Even before it was deleted, Caroline Leavitt decided to defend it, as she defends every single thing that man does. And later she said it was from an internet meme that depicted Trump as a king of the jungle, while Democrats were shown as characters from The Lion King. Trump's clip did not include any of the longer video Leavitt referred to, which also includes other Democrats such as AOC and Zora
that you had your
Donnie depicted as animals. It still doesn't make it any better if they were to play the whole video, because it depicts other people as animals and him top dog, which you can take that as you will. They're gonna keep defending this man, every single thing he does. One day he's gonna say something so out of pocket and people are still going to defend it, like even worse than now. Let's move on. All right, so this is still on the lines of Caroline Leavitt. This is a press, they had a press conference, or I always forget what those are called, where she's standing at the podium and she's taking questions from journalists. One of them was about a car accident that happened, I believe, February 3rd, of a fatal incident where it killed 4 people. But this is what her response was. On February 5th, 2026, the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt spoke about a fatal crash in India that killed 4 people, identifying the driver as an illegal immigrant. Leavitt characterized the incident as preventable tragedy resulting from a wide open borders and immigration policies. So she is blaming not even just that he's an immigrant, but she's also blaming the fact that the current administration left the borders open and this could have been prevented. That is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's like saying if I got in a car accident and I killed 4 people, that's basically blaming my parents for my birth. And if I wasn't here in the first place, I wouldn't have killed those 4 people. At least 27 Palestinians were killed and 18 were injured in Israeli attacks over the past 24 hours, according to Gaza's health ministry. The total since October 7, 2023 is now at 71,851. At the start of the week, it was at 71,800. That's 50 more people was just in a week, and the week has not even ended yet, and we're in a so-called ceasefire. All right, so DHS funding. So they did have talks this week about DHS funding. So the government is open now. It was partially closed, but they have not came an agreement for DHS funding, which they did sign, or Trump signed a bill where it will keep it open for the next 2 weeks. But you already have, I don't know how true this is, don't take my word for it, because it's Reddit, but anyways, you have so-called ICE agents posting on Reddit that they have not been paid. But take that as a grain of salt. But Senate leaders said Thursday they expect funding for DHS to lapse at the end of next week after Republican Majority Leader John Thune rejected demands by Democrats for new restrictions on federal immigration officers. He called them unrealistic. Democrats had proposed 10 so-called guardrails against abuse by federal agents. The list includes the end of racial profiling, prohibiting agents from entering private property without a judicial warrant, requiring agents to wear body cams and require ID numbers, access to attorneys for those detained, and to raids near medical centers, school searches, polling places, courts, and other sensitive sites. But of course, they don't want that. For me, my perspective, again, I for abolishing ICE, but if we're just going to lead with reforming it, I don't care about the body cams because everything's being recorded anyways by everybody else. I'm going to keep repeating this. Everybody is recording everything. And people still won't want to believe what they're seeing with their own eyes. But I do agree with them from not entering areas without a judicial warrant. Make sure they don't go to schools, medical centers, churches, and polling places, especially as coming up midterms. And I do believe they should wear ID numbers. They want to keep their identity hidden, I guess, so they don't get doxxed. But it's more that you're doing something bad and you don't want to be identified of doing something bad. About 700 agents withdrawn from Minnesota. The Trump administration is reducing the number of federal immigration officers in Minnesota by 700, around the quarter of total deployed to the state. White House Border Kazar announced on Wednesday that ICE operation in Minnesota led to fatal shootings of U.S. citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minnesota and sparked widespread protest. About 2,000 federal officers remain in Minnesota after drawn down, Homan said. I think after these shootings, it should be drawn down to 0. And people are saying Tom Homan is going to do a better job. I just don't think so. I don't think so. He agrees what Trump is doing now. I don't think it's going to change. I think they're going to quiet down for a little bit and then ramp it back up. That's what I think. So Claudia Sheinbaum aims to send humanitarian aid to Cuba by Monday. But of course, the U.S. wants to threaten tariffs on countries that supply oil to Cuba, stating that it's an extraordinary threat to U.S. national security. But Claudia Sheinbaum said, obviously, we do not want sanctions against Mexico, but we are in the process of dialogue, and for now, humanitarian aid will be sent, Sheinbaum said. I mean, they're going to be starving Cuba if they don't get any aid. And that will be in the blame of the U.S., of course. Another thing that I want to talk about, it's not necessarily news. It's more of like a drama. I want to post a longer video about it, but I'm just going to do a quick overview on it. But it's about Candace Owens and Erika Kirk. The video that Candace Owens posted yesterday is like intriguing but disturbing at the same time. Like, is this real? Is this fake? Who knows? Because it just feels odd. Again, I don't fully agree with everything she's saying about what happened to Charlie Kirk, but it does make you think. It does make you think a lot of scenarios, definitely. And Candace Owens is definitely feeling that. I feel like she definitely cares more about Charlie Kirk than Erika Kirk did. But if you guys have not seen it, go watch it and you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, let's end this the way I normally do. So call your Senate to abolish ICE, call your Senate to impeach Nome, and call your Senate to impeach Trump.